world where things are changing faster by the day. Have you ever had the sensation that someone was drawing you in a different direction than yourself? We can resort to substances like alcohol, gambling, or cell phones on occasion to get away from pressure. However, these actions actually end up becoming parasites that, unbeknownst to us, gradually eat away at our lives, our minds, and the quality time we ought to spend with our loved ones. It manipulates its host's behavior, much like any other natural parasite. You'll keep allowing these things to rule you, or are you going to take a stand and take back control? Between the daily grind and stress, an unending amount of duties at work and at home may cause many working adults to feel overwhelmed, to get away from our responsibilities and stressors. Many resort to short-term coping mechanisms like binge drinking, gambling, or smartphone addiction in order to cope with their exhaustion, even if being aware that these measures could not ultimately be helpful. For a brief while, though, it was comforting. This appears essential in a chaotic environment. However, these band-aid fixes merely serve to compound existing issues. We still experience pressure and tension when we get dependent on these things, but all it does is make life more challenging for us. Destroyed are both mental and physical well-being. Natural parasites continue to take over and rule other living beings' bodies, causing family ties to deteriorate further, for its own sake. There are certain parasites in nature that have the ability to alter their host animal's behavior. For the parasite's own benefit, it puts those animals in danger. The mind-controlling parasite of an ant or other insect is a prime example. Get them out of the nest and into a public space. Danger of being pursued. All of this is done to support the parasite's ongoing life cycle, whether or not the host will be harmed by the activity. As we reflect on our lives, addiction to cell phones, gambling, or booze, it functions similarly to a mental parasite that commandeers our ideas and behaviors. These actions gradually rule our life without any awareness on our part. Maybe we believe we are in control, but in actuality, they progressively destroy our happiness, our relationships, and our lives, to the point where we could find it impossible to keep ourselves apart from it. The most terrifying aspect is that these parasites in our minds do more than just damage us, but others close to you are also impacted, particularly our family. Consider a situation where parents are addicted to their phones rather than interacting with their kids. Tension arises in the household when one partner allows his wrath to get the better of him, or someone who abuses alcohol to the extent where they become uncontrollable and unreliable when they are around relatives. These are a few instances of how addictive behaviors ruin meaningful connections in our life. Though mental parasites may appear uncontrollable, we don't always have to suffer from them. Putting awareness and mindfulness into practice. One useful strategy for taking back control of our minds is mindfulness. Mindfulness doesn't have to be difficult to practice. It may be applied to everyday tasks like taking deep, thoughtful breaths and focusing while eating, taking a shower, or even working. Pay attention to what you are doing right now. Starting to practice mindfulness can also involve cutting back on your usage of smartphones. Try limiting the amount of time you spend on your phone after work so that you can spend more time with your loved ones, or engaging in creative or fun activities like cooking, exercising, or gardening. They assist us in kicking our addiction to technology and reestablishing our social connections. By engaging in mindfulness practices, we can better regulate our own emotions and behaviors in addition to those of others, but also raises people's standard of living in general. Imagine a world in which stress and addiction don't prevent us from spending quality time with the people we care about. Imagine the serenity we experience when we are able to deal with negative feelings without allowing them to take over our lives. Ultimately, taking good care of your body and mind are interchangeable. It requires regularity and practice. When we consistently engage in mindfulness practice, we possess a mental immunity that enables us to steadily handle the difficulties of life. Whether it's an issue at work, a family obligation, or even unforeseen circumstances, we may lead more balanced and tranquil lives on a daily basis by engaging in mindfulness practices. Imagine living a life where you have mastery over your thoughts and feelings, no longer overcome by addiction or stress. Imagine the moment when you can return and reunite with your loved ones without giving in to the screen's allure or the erratic feelings. Peace and happiness begin with little adjustments that you can begin right now, and that this is the first action that will completely transform your life. If you're ready to discover how to take control of your mind and live a life filled with meaning, Awakened Way is here to guide you on a path toward balance and self-awareness. Whether it's mastering your emotions or practicing mindfulness to handle life's challenges, join us to explore the true essence of who you are and create the life you truly desire. Your journey to awakening starts with one small step. Why not take that step today?